Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are taking the complex and, let's be honest, sometimes completely maddening bureaucracy of local government archives, and we're handing you a secret map to navigate it all like an absolute pro. We're mastering court case searches, focusing specifically on Luzerne County records.
Are you curious about accessing court records in Luzerne County but overwhelmed by where to start? Whether you're a legal professional, journalist, or simply someone keen on uncovering case details, this guide is designed just for you. Understanding these records is absolutely crucial. If you're working in law, they're literally the foundation of your case strategy. In journalism, they're the bedrock of investigative reporting. And if you're into genealogy, well, they offer this fascinating, unvarnished window right into your family's past. Now, Luzerne County, which is situated in Pennsylvania, has a really rich legal history and a remarkably robust online system for accessing these records. But, as you'll see, that robust system can feel a bit like a labyrinth if you don't have the right map.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, types of court records. Second, searching records online. Third, visiting the courthouse. Fourth, navigating court indexes. Fifth, overcoming common hurdles. And finally, sixth, seeking professional help.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, Understanding the Structure of Court Records.
So before you search, you kind of have to know how things are organized. Luzerne County operates on a concept that researchers call the dynamics of decentralization. Basically, that just means they completely separate their records based entirely on the type of case. Imagine you're investigating a messy property dispute or maybe a contentious divorce. That's a civil matter, so you'll head straight to the prothonotary, who acts as the chief clerk for civil courts. But if you're tracking down, say, traffic infractions or a criminal trial, you have to pivot entirely to a different office, the clerk of courts. Knowing this fundamental split right off the bat, that's going to save you from knocking on the wrong digital or physical door.
Moving right along to Section 2, Accessing Luzerne County Court Records Online.
For state-level criminal prosecutions, traffic tickets, and minor civil claims, your absolute best friend is the Pennsylvania Unified Judicial System, or the UJS web portal. The process here is actually remarkably straightforward. You just navigate to the UJS portal website, hover your mouse over the Case Information menu, and select Case Search. And honestly, the best part? The whole thing is completely free and doesn't even require you to set up an account, which is basically music to a researcher's ears.
Once you're inside the UJS case search interface, you've got a few options. You can search by participant name, a docket number, a citation number, or an offense tracking number, which is known as an OTN. That OTN is incredibly useful, by the way, because it links records across different court levels for the exact same defendant. But listen, here is a golden pro tip for you. The rule for this particular search engine is definitely less is more. If you don't have a specific docket number, just search using the first name, last name, and by selecting Luzerne in the county drop-down box. If you enter too much specific data, it can actually cause the system to completely miss the record, just in case a clerk made a minor typo like 5 years ago.
Now, to ensure a smooth experience, there are a few technical prerequisites to keep in mind. The administrative office highly recommends using Google Chrome for this. You also got to make sure JavaScript and cookies are enabled. But most importantly, and I can't stress this enough, disable those pop-up blockers. I know, literally nobody likes pop-ups, but the court generates court summaries and docket sheets as PDFs that open in new windows. If your blocker is turned on, you'll click Search and absolutely nothing will happen, which will just leave you wondering if the whole system is broken.
All right, on to Section 3, In-Person Visits to the Courthouse.
Sometimes the internet just doesn't cut it. If you need to go in person, the main courthouse is located at 200 North River Street in Wilkes-Barre. But there's a bit of a catch here. There is absolutely no dedicated public parking at the courthouse itself. None. You'll need to navigate over to the Water Street Parkade at 5 Water Street. From there, you actually get to use a dedicated pedestrian tunnel that goes right under North Street. It's kind of like a secret passageway straight to the archives. Also, due to security protocols, the single point of entry for all visitors is at the accessible rear entrance of the courthouse. That opens at 8 a.m. sharp, and everyone has to go through a security screening.
It's also super crucial to know what to expect financially once you actually get inside. If you need a localized, single individual criminal record check from the clerk of courts, you can't just casually ask a clerk to look it up for you. You have to submit a standardized record check form and pay a baseline fee of exactly $18.50. And if you end up needing certified copies of dispositions or indictments, just be aware that additional per-page and certification fees are going to apply.
Now,
Please pay close attention to this next point, because payment methods in Luzerne County are a massive administrative hurdle. The clerk of courts, they'll happily take MasterCard, money orders, or cash for those criminal record checks. But let's say you're a self-represented litigant dealing with a civil or family matter down at the satellite office in Hazleton. No cash, no cards. You literally must have a money order or a cashier's check. It's a pretty absurd procedural quirk, honestly, but it can easily derail your entire afternoon of research if you aren't prepared for it.
Let's move to Section 4, Understanding and Using Indexes.
So remember earlier how we said civil cases are handled entirely by the prothonotary? Well, that means they aren't going to be on that UJS web portal we just looked at. Instead, for civil lawsuits, judgments, and liens that were filed on or after March 1, 2005, Luzerne County uses a completely different system. It's called Search IQS, though you'll often hear it referred to as the prothonotary viewer. You can easily access this online index as a guest, which is great, or you can go ahead and create a subscription account if your research means you'll be downloading substantial amounts of copies. Let's quickly synthesize everything we've covered so far into a simple mental cheat sheet. Looking for criminal matters? Map your search straight to the Clerk of Courts and the UGS portal. Civil lawsuits? Map that over to the prothonotary and Search IQ. But wait, what if you want something non-judicial? Say, the county prison roster, or correspondence from the county council, or even sheriff sales. Well, that requires a completely different mechanism entirely, the Right to Know request form. When you venture into the world of non-judicial records, the Right to Know, or RTK rules, apply very strictly. You have to submit a standardized Luzerne County form. They absolutely do not accept anonymous requests, and heads up, you might even be required to verify your identity. But above all else, your request must be highly specific. If you write in asking for any and all records, it will be flatly, immediately denied. You really have to know exactly what it is you're asking for.
Section 5, Troubleshooting and Common Pitfalls.
Let's say you're searching the UJS portal. You're using the exact right spelling, the exact date of birth, and nothing. Nothing comes up. Why on earth would a case just be missing online? Well, for both legal and technical reasons, some case information simply will not display. This includes juvenile cases, records that have been legally expunged, and cases shielded under Act 5 of 2016, which are limited access cases. Basically, if a case is restricted from public view by law, no amount of online searching is going to magically reveal it.
Now, if you are absolutely confident a record exists, but you can't find it online, or maybe you just can't travel all the way to Wilkes-Barre in person, you can process a formal record check by mail. But fair warning, it requires a little bit of legwork. First, you have to print and complete the record check form. But crucially, you must obtain a notarized photocopy of your valid photo ID to prove you are who you say you are. Then you just mail both of those documents, right along with your payment, directly to the Clerk of Courts.
As you compile all these documents, you must be hyper-aware of privacy violations. Whether you are the one filing documents or just utilizing them, Luzerne County is exceptionally strict about confidential information. If documents are found to contain unredacted sensitive information, like a social security number, a driver's license number, or a minor's date of birth, the court can instantly order those documents sealed. Or worse, they can assess some pretty significant financial penalties against the filer just to cover the administrative cost of fixing it. So be careful.
And finally, Section 6, Leveraging Professional Help. So when should you actually bite the bullet and hire an expert? Well, as we've seen today, Luzerne County relies on highly decentralized systems. The strict division between the civil and criminal courts, those bizarre payment hurdles we talked about, and the stringent rules around redaction and limited access, all of that can quickly consume hours, if not days of your time. If your inquiry spans across multiple departments or decades of history, honestly, hiring an expert who already knows the clerks and the insider workarounds is very often the smartest, most cost-effective move you can possibly make.
Well, we have covered the structure, the digital portals, the physical courthouse, the indexes, and all the common hurdles. You now have a master key to navigating the legal archives of this county. Please note that while accessing public records is your right, it's essential to respect privacy laws and ethical considerations when using sensitive information. Always remember, these records represent real people and real lives. So as you take this newly acquired master key and unlock these historical archives, what fascinating histories will you uncover?